Welcome to the Scoop with Dukes. I'm your host, Philip Dukes, aka Dukes the Scoop. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Dukes the Scoop. And please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. If you haven't, go down to the description box. You can scroll to the very bottom and you'll see a link where you can become a member of the channel. Got some very, very cool stuff that we're looking to build and bring for the season. Some exclusive interviews. We got a lot going on. So make sure you become a member if you can. All right, so this is the Auburn Scoop, and I wanted to talk about Friday's scrimmage a little bit in depth, but also wanted to talk about Sunday's practice. So there was a practice Sunday. Saturday they got the day off. Sunday they were back out there. Not a whole lot of information going on, but the majority of the information was coming from the quarterback play. Um, I think we'll start with Jackson Arnold continuing to master the underneath routes, the short game. I think it was another day where Jackson, as far as short game, masterful. I think sometimes the decision making last year is what scares you. I don't think Jackson Arnold is going to present the same type of like, anxiety when it comes to simple routes. When it comes to, you know what, get rid of the ball. When it comes to don't take that sack. When it comes to take a sack instead of throwing a pick. I think Jackson Arnold will eat it before he throws, a ill-advised pass way down the field. Now, there has been a narrative of Jackson holding the ball too long in certain situations. And I just don't want people to make too much of that. Literally, there are people in my comments asking for criticism, like, tell us something that you heard, tell us something bad. And, I made it a point to say, okay, if I heard anything that Jackson could work on, it would be that. But Sunday, not a horrible day from Jackson. I didn't get if he the only person I got turnovers on was Deuce, where they said he didn't turn the ball over, which has been good. But Jackson had some turnovers through a couple of picks over the in fall camp. But I think some of those were shots that you want him to take. Some of the shots that you need him to take for this offense to really meet its potential. I think when we see some, if you notice, we know he can do it, and I think that was a concern. Like, yes, he can push the ball. Yes, he can push the ball in one-on-one situations. When you go and you look at Auburn's website or you look at Auburn's Instagram and they're putting out Eric Singleton catching the ball, you're seeing Cam Coleman win one-on-ones. The majority of those are in skeleton and 7-on-7 sessions. I think now over the next week, you'll start to see Jackson Arnold push the ball down the field in team and live sessions. I do look for Jackson Arnold to have a good scrimmage this coming weekend. Um, so if you count, and it depends on how you count the scrimmage. When they had the open one the first Saturday when they were on the field, you could count that as a light scrimmage. Then you can count yesterday was the second one. Friday was the second one. You got another one coming up before this weekend. You got another scrimmage coming up Saturday. So you can count the next one to be either 2 or 3, depending on how you count that first exercise in the stadium. Not this week, but last weekend. But I think there has been some concern about Jackson Arnold from fans. But I think the team is okay. When I talk to people, of course, everybody has different opinions, but nobody, when it comes to moving the chains, nobody is afraid of Jackson. Nobody is like, we can't win with him. You can't win with Jackson Arnold. I think I'm literally just putting out things that they say, okay, well, he could work on the deep shots. He could work on taking advantage of one-on-ones. He can work on, getting rid of it, not holding it so long. Just go ahead and because getting rid of, like, holding the ball long can mean way different things. It can mean, is he taking unnecessary sacks? But it can also mean that you're missing opportunities for one-on-ones and you have to check it down because you held on to it too long. When you see it, you got to go with it. It's been just as much as recognizing what's going on early enough to be able to set your feet and get a good throw off as it is eating the sack. But yeah, I think Jackson Arnold will be fine. When you talk to some of the receivers, they have no problem. And Jackson does throw the ball with good anticipation, especially when you have like a guy like Eric Singleton. If you got a Malcolm Simmons, guys that have really, really good speed, getting them the ball with the opportunity to make a move is very important. It's not just throwing the ball 30 yards, 40, 50, 60 yards downfield. It's not just that. It's all right when you run the drag, if I'm running the drag route, do I have to stop and I have to wait? Okay, or do I have to break stride in order to catch the ball? Is the ball catchable? So I think there's a lot to be excited about for Jackson Arnold. And I did just want to make sure that um, we take all of this stuff with a grain of salt, man. Like, of course, the information I'm getting, of course, I feel like it's good information because I'm asking good, credible people. For example, I had a person tell me that it was Elijah Melendez who had the big hit the other day on a running back where the helmet came off. Then I had more people tell me that it was Jordan Crawford. I mean, excuse me, Jalen Crawford. Excuse me, Jay Crawford. All right. Then I confirmed today it definitely was Jay Crawford. I actually, I, I can confirm, like it was Jay Crawford. But that doesn't mean that Elijah Melendez didn't have a big hit. But the one on the running back, so I can walk you guys through it. So this is how that play happened. You had twins on one side. You had Jay Crawford, and I believe it was Sylvester in the slot. They were going Tampa 2. So this is to the field side. Looked like a Tampa 2 fire defense being called, where the slot guy, where the nickel or the slot corner in that position on the inside receiver just darted out, takes off towards the quarterback. Jackson Arnold sees that. Now, this is where we talk about now, and this play was something that where you could talk about defense sometimes having the perfect call. Because what do you do in this position? Now, Jackson recognizes the blitz, gets the ball out ASAP. The problem with the play was now when I say gets the ball out, um, the running back was to the boundary side or to Jackson's left. He goes in a sprint in a rocket motion behind the quarterback, sprints to the flat, hut, up, turn, throw. Noticing that the nickelback was coming on a blitz. Okay. Well, the two routes toward the outside were the outside receiver was running like a maybe 7-8 yard dig, and the next receiver was running maybe a 10 yard out, a deep out. So by the time the ball was thrown into the flat and the running back catches the ball, Jay Crawford already had a shoulder pad in his chest. So there was nothing for Jackson Arnold to really do except for either eat it, get rid of the ball, or he got it out quick, hoping that the running back could make a play. Jay Crawford was able to be so quick to the play because he had to be in Tampa too. There was no way he wasn't playing the flat. He didn't even pay attention to the wide receiver running that next route. He gave him a quick jab, two hand. And usually when you see receivers jam with two hands, that's a telltale sign that they playing some Tampa too, right? Because usually you want to stab with one hand, turn, open your hips, turn and run. So when I saw two hands, I realized I said, okay, this is probably Tampa too. And the way that he was able to jump the route, like if he didn't hit him, that could have been a pick six. And we're talking about a flat, probably 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. But that is just kind of like in a nutshell, how some of this the defense domination has gone. It's not like some a lot of these times, from what I'm hearing, the defense kind of had a leg up on the offense a little bit. So I'm interested to see will that turn around this week. I know earlier on there was some talk about offense or basically kind of telling the defense, hey, look, not too much exotic stuff. Let's get in the rhythm first. And so now you got another week. This is still camp now. This ain't prepper. This ain't install. So I would feel I'm not as concerned. But just to say, like sometimes you can have the perfect play call that can wind up in it being a big play, a situational big play. That was one of them. So when you see those happen, it kind of makes you forget about how the offense may have had scoring drives but didn't just get in the end, didn't punch it in the end zone. So I think the scrimmage this Saturday, you'll see more from the offense. Uh, Deuce Knight was exclusively with the threes again on Sunday, so I can't confirm that he was with the threes. Had another good day, didn't turn the ball over, but he was with the threes. And I don't want to say there's frustration, but I think this competition, right? Ashton Daniels had a decent day from what I'm understand, but I think they'll continue to rotate. So I think right now the quarterback battle that people should be looking at is for who's the backup quarterback, who's the two. Will it be Deuce or will it be Ashton Daniels? Ashton has experience that you can't replace. Deuce originally everybody thought was a developmental guy, but he just outplayed that developmental status. Like he just doesn't look like a guy that should be third string unless you really got guys. So that can either be looked at, but that can also be looked at as a testament to the guys in front of him. When you can have a talent like Deuce and bring them along slowly. Now, talking to some guys who witness practice, who don't have a dog in the fight and are just looking from a scouting perspective, the NFL has been all over these practices. You got some guys that have been flashing NFL wise. Connor Luke always flashes. Xavier Chaplin is he's one of the best looking tackles in the country. When you talk about from a size perspective, everybody wants to know about Keldrick Faulk. Eric Singleton as well. Malcolm Simmons has buzz, right? Kane Lee. Kane Lee has a chance to play his way into a day 2 pick this year if he wants to. Like, especially with him playing a slot. I think Kane Lee as a nickel on the next level is one of those guys who will play a long time just based on his skill set. But him being able to play the perimeter is nice as well, because you would think at his size that it would be it would be more of a challenge. But he plays it well, and he's going up against one of the fastest guys in the country and one of the best high point catchers in the country in Cam Coleman. So shout out to Ken Lee as well. But offensively, I think this year, if Auburn can just not turn the ball over, they will be fine. This offense is predicated on getting the ball in your playmakers' hands. And so for all of the, when we talk about Jackson Arnold, not just being where it doesn't sound like he's out there looking like Joe Montana in his prime, it's okay, because this offense, as long as you take what the defense gives you, just think about this. If you've got, by season time, when things, if you've got Eric Singleton, Malcolm Simmons, and Cam Coleman, you can literally just run mesh concepts all day, get them the ball in space. I mean, it don't look much different than NCAA 26. Get the guys the ball in space and let them go to work. And then play defense. If the defense is biting like they are right now, okay, good. Now all you got to do is figure out how to get the ball down the field. And when they drop that extra safety, because they're tired of you dinking and dunking it, then you go over the top. It's simple. And once you go over the top and they take that safety out of the box, because they want to respect, they have to respect Eric Singleton, they have to respect Malcolm Simmons, they have to give help to Cam Coleman's side. Then you run Damari Austin, then you run Robinson, then you run Cobb, you run Mapson. It don't have to be brain surgery. So I just want people, and I know, I get a reputation as being a sunshine pumper, but I'm like, bro, it's fall camp. Relax. I mean, I think Auburn has the talent to win 10. They should. They have the talent to win 10. Do I think it'll come together? I'm not sure yet. But as far as from a recruiting perspective and what they've done in the transfer portal, top to bottom, this is as solid a roster as we've seen in Auburn in a long time with quality depth. So with that being said, Auburn does have an opportunity to go a long way. So I think it's one of those things. I'd be concerned if the offense goes another week without scoring a touchdown. I'd be very concerned if after this week the offense doesn't score a touchdown in the scrimmage. That's when I would be concerned. But right now, I don't see it. And another thing too, defense has an attitude. From what I'm like, when the attitude of the defense is we're the best in the country. The attitude of the defense, when you look at the players on that defense, Keyron Crawford, very excitable. Keldrick Falk, lots of energy. Look at Malik Blockton, who's having a great. Nobody's even talking about Malik Blockton, but you know, shoot, he's going to be a stalwart on that defensive line this year, balling. Malik Blockton. You know, you got guys who have energy who may not be big talkers off of the field, but on the field, very excitable. Dogs. You look at the corners like Jay Crawford. Like Jay Crawford don't say. I always talk about like Jay ain't saying a whole lot to nobody. Him and Ken Lee are like. That's why they so tight. Like they don't say a whole lot, but man, when they make a play, and for some of the Auburn fans who slang term is ain't going, which means that listen, if it's me and you, and one of us has to lose from a physical standpoint, I'm not going for it. Ain't going. They not going. And that mentality permeates that whole room. They're coming in. The music is playing. They're excited about going to hit somebody. That's the energy the defense has right now. The offense has to find that balance, that mean streak. I think the guy on offense, the meanest guy on the offense probably is Jeremiah Wright. He's probably the meanest. As far as I want to use my physicality to do something to you. I think Perry Thompson can. If Perry Thompson can turn that switch, he's a guy that can make that. There have been times, but okay, there was a time, scrimmage. Perry Thompson had a chance to really get a big block on Blake Woodby, and Woodby basically ducked Thompson and made the tap, stood his ground, shedded Thompson, and made the play. Great play for Woodby. Ain't going. Perry Thompson got chewed out. You got to, hey, this guy is damn near a foot shorter than you. Like you need to clean it. You got to clean this clock. And it's not about hurting a teammate. It's not about being too aggressive in practice. It's about playing to your size and having that aggression that I want to block. I want the defense to feel like they're on offense because that's how aggressive we are. And so if from what I'm hearing and just different people I talk to, offense, their breakthrough is going to come with the attitude. And I think that they're right there because at the beginning of the camp, for sure, Jackson Arnold came in, it looked different. Then you just hit like the dog days of camp. You're not hearing as much excitement, but he's making the plays that you need in order to win games, which is keep the chains moving, take what the defense gives us, right? And the defense is just kind of showing, they giving a ton of different looks. And one of the prevailing notions is that you're not going to see a defense like Auburn's every week. Auburn seems to be a team that's going to have a plus defense this year. DJ Durkin ain't playing. Like, you don't give a guy that $2.5 million and think that defense and not expect the defense to be exactly what they say it is right now. So yeah, if you have any concerns from fall camp, man, drop them in the comments. But yeah, man, I'm not too worried about it, and I would venture to say that I think things will be better going this week. And I don't think all is lost in, oh my God, Jackson Arnold isn't the guy. No, I think he'll be fine. And I think that as you see this week, I'm willing to bet that the offense kind of turns things around and they get their chance, as you see in almost every camp. Last thing I'm gonna say, go read other sites. Just go read different sites, other team sites. Everybody defense is winning right now. It's just how camp goes. All the defenses are winning. Just go check it out yourself. So don't read too much into that. I think this is the week that the offense gets their payback, and we'll see how it goes. All right, that's my time. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I'm out.